It's sending information in now. I hope my audio level is larger than my... Okay, yeah, it should work. Alright, it's receiving the content. And it's starting. We are live. We are now live.
We are live.
Awesome. Alright, this is the second Last Man Standing live stream. I'm gonna go ahead and play some missions, some battles. I got my good friend Alston here with me.
What's up, y'all?
We're gonna be playing some 1v1.
Ooh, yeah.
And discussing Star Wars. Yeah. So let's get going.
I mean,
all right, join me.
If you think about it, really discussing life, because Star Wars is life.
Star Wars is love. Star Wars is life.
Yes.
More specifically, we're going to be discussing Star Wars Battlefront 2, The Last Jedi, and this Star Wars Battlefront game also. A lot of different things. We're probably going to be streaming for about an hour and a half. For those who are watching, currently no viewers at the moment. But for those who will be watching, yeah, we got one watcher. All right,
one watcher.
We are ready to go.
By the way, if you got any questions, anything at all, type it in the group chat. We do keep up with that.
In the group chat, live chat,
group chat. You know,
live chat, group chat.
It is a group.
Yeah.
That will be chatting. So
we will respond to what you say. Hi, hello.
All
right, here we go. You know what? I'm gonna turn friendly AI soldiers off.
You do need that.
We're gonna be discussing Star Wars Battlefront 2 and The Last Jedi, as the title says. Who did you choose at? Who did you choose?
I'm not telling you. Remember,
we don't tell. That's true. We don't tell.
We don't tell. So you'll have to reap the consequences
of
who you choose.
Here we go.
There we go. We got Luke.
May the Force be with us.
But did you choose well?
We're about to find out. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough fight.
This is a good one.
It's gonna be a good fight. Yeah, so we'll probably play a few rounds of this.
Benny
competitively.
Hefferman. Hi.
Yep.
What's up, Benny?
We'll be playing a few rounds competitively. I'm on top. He will be on the bottom.
Oh man, you're up here. Crap.
Ooh. Oh, I see you. Trying to go in for that health.
Yeah, I thought I'd let you know what's up real quick. Woo!
Haha.
Yeah, we picked it up. I thought I'd give you a little, like, helper.
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
I'm up here. Come on. Just come on up here.
Turn that flamethrower, see what happens.
I will. Once you grow enough of a pair to come get me.
Like on a tree? A pair? On a tree?
Boom!
Oh, come on. There you are.
Here I am.
Bring it on. Weak sauce.
Ooh, I see you. There we go.
You're just another target. This is for you.
You know what? I see you.
You can have it.
It's not gonna last long. We're just gonna go in circles like this for forever.
We are.
This is literally gonna be half the stream.
Yeah, it's because we both know the smart way to play.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, I bounced off. Did you see that?
I didn't even see it, honestly.
What is your guys' favorite thing on Star Wars Battlefront?
I really like the heroes.
Yeah.
I like the heroes, how they integrated that in. I don't like how you get the heroes though.
Yeah, and that's something I'm excited about with Battlefront 2.
Yes,
is the fact that
they fixed that whole system. Oh man.
Yeah, because that system was the system in this is just really jacked up. Yeah, what's up?
You know how in this one you have to like get enough like points or whatnot to get like the special, like the AT-ATs and stuff. You have to like have a token.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you don't have to have that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Did they
in the new one.
In the second one?
Yeah, they did.
Alright, good.
How?
It's now based on like skill.
I literally tried to get that. What the heck?
You're dead now.
I might be. I might be. I'm gonna go to that Sarlacc pit though.
I'll meet you there.
Although, you know, that might scare me off.
Not be dead. Ooh, yeah! Oh, come on, I'm so close! Oh!
That was good, that was good.
Going in for the kill.
You know, Luke is honestly one of the best counters for him.
Yeah, he really is.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way you get the heroes in this game, I really didn't like, because honestly, I mean, there were times where I could go, I don't know, 12 games, and I would be unlucky enough to not get
a single hero token.
And
the thing is, you could have somebody who's absolutely terrible at the game get the hero token, and actually do pretty do absolutely terrible with it, and you just wasted a hero for your team. Like,
yeah,
that's a pretty big waste. Now with the new game, it's all based on how many kills you get, how many objective points you received. So somebody who's actually playing the game well is going to have is going to get the hero pickup over somebody who isn't playing very well at all. That was a good shot. That was a good shot.
My favorite hero ever was Neon. What about you guys?
Honestly, hero versus hero, I didn't like him very much. However, close quarters against multiple opponents, incredible. He was absolutely incredible. I remember going like 15-0 in Hero Hunt with 9nub like a ton of times. And we got another person playing, or not playing, watching. Battlefront Gamer says hello. I'm trying to look at the chat and play at the same time.
Come on, boy.
Ooh, I got a hit on. Ah, just out of reach. Hey. And again, if you have questions, want to say anything, just let us know in the chat. We will respond. We are watching the chat while playing.
SSMPs is high.
And I'm currently with my sweet mates, if you're wondering who these people are. Probably become regulars in the Battlefront live streams that I do. And I will be live streaming Battlefront 2, and hopefully when I get time, posting some videos about the game. Probably some tips and tricks, Easter eggs, kind of like what I used to do. Trying to revive this channel and bring a little bit more to it. I won't be uploading as often as I used to, however, I will be definitely posting some more diverse content. Oh my gosh, on a range. You might have me this time. I was a little late on that draw.
Come on, there we go.
There you are. Where's that health pickup though? Yeah, I see it.
Surrender!
Oh, dude, this is gonna be close.
Oh, I missed
yeah.
I missed
Battlefront
it.
Gamer says it's so close now.
What is the release of Battlefront 2? Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
literally.
I'm counting down the days.
What is it, less than a month away?
It's November 17th
yeah,
it comes
it's
out,
less than a month
so
away.
less than a month.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this game for so long. Honestly, I've kind of been waiting for this game since this one released, because it lacked so much content. Like, I love this game to death, but it did have some huge flaws, especially starting out. Like, major issues, balancing, all kinds of stuff.
Ooh, good. You moved at just the right time. Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, honestly, one of their biggest flaws was the hero system in this.
Yeah.
How you got the heroes, and I really
and really just pickups and generals. In general.
Yeah, the whole system there needed lots of improvement.
Lots of help. Yeah.
So
Oh snap! Oh man. Yeah, it's pretty early for us. It does. It does. It's getting close to winter.
In Texas,
Ooh, just missed it.
Ah.
You like that Juki?
Yeah, you're getting pretty good with Boba.
I am.
You're learning how to fight against my Luke.
Oh
Skywalker
crap!
Oh, you're dead now.
Do you like Boba?
Boba for sure.
Boba.
Boba for sure.
Jango was pretty boss, but
Jango was
Boba
boss,
is just,
but look who he died to.
yeah, and there's just to me
how
there's so
he
much more
died.
character development for Boba.
Someone
like
said,
this
yeah, I
universe.
love, or SSMP said, yeah, I love the new and improved combat and hero system. The Battlefront gamer said I'm going to finish the single player first day.
Oh yeah.
Same. I'm literally gonna play the single player so much. Did you guys watch the new trailer for the single player? Absolutely incredible, guys.
And then Vinny said, "Do you think you're going to like the campaign for this game, number 2?"
I really do, and honestly, like I think they picked one of the best choices for a campaign for Battlefront.
Yep.
Because it's set in a time period we haven't explored on the screen. We've only explored it in books.
And it's set with a people who we haven't explored.
Yeah, Imperial Special Forces, which is a really interesting idea. We've never really seen something happen in like a movie.
Alright,
See you guys later. We're gonna. What was I about to say? I don't remember what I was about to say.
We were talking about how the new campaign for Battlefront 2 is...
I love how they choose a to show things from the Imperial side, because like we really have not seen that in the movies. I mean, we see the Imperials, we see Darth Vader, but we don't really see them in depth what it's like to be on the front lines as an Imperial soldier. We kind of got to see some of that in Rogue One for the Rebellion. We never got to see any of it for the Empire, and I just think it's super interesting. And again, the time period they chose is currently relatively unexplored. I'm just really excited to see what happens. And not only will we be playing as Iden Versio, the main character, the lady who's part of the Imperial Special Forces, we will also be playing as Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker has been confirmed, and Kylo Ren. Where'd you go? I'm going for the jump again. Jump pack. I'm also somewhat upset and somewhat happy. Oh, I missed. That they have gotten rid of the jump pack and changed it to like a certain special trooper in Battlefront 2. Do you think you're going to like the campaign? Okay. Yeah, I watched it when it came out. Yeah, same. I watched it when it came out too. So good. Like it, I'm interested to see what happens. Like, is Iden Versio going to always be like true to the Empire, and then eventually the First Order? Is she gonna die? Like, is she gonna join the Rebellion or the Resistance? What's gonna happen with that? I'm interested. And it's really cool to see how like brainwashed the Empire is.
Well, and if you think about it though, that's like, it's like anybody who, like back in World War I and II, you had people who, it wasn't just, I mean, a lot of them were brainwashed, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But then there were also people who just genuinely cared about what they were fighting for.
Yeah.
And they had their own point of view on the matter.
Oh, come on. No! No! Oh my gosh. So close. Yeah, it was a really good trailer. So far, I've enjoyed the trailers that... I mean, of course, EA and DICE always put out incredible trailers, especially for, like, Battlefield was always really good, Battlefront. It's almost like a movie when you watch the trailers for their stuff.
Yeah, and the cutscenes they put in there, too, are very much
From what I've seen of the cutscenes from the campaign for Battlefront 2, looks absolutely incredible. Like, it's like watching a movie. I think that's some of the best like character models and animation I've seen in a video game in a while. Like,
man, that is so strong against me.
Gosh, I got you so low.
What is this? Oh God. Oh Lordy.
Come on, come on. I'm going for it, man. Okay, alright, pause for a second to read some comments. I love how they are flipping the views of the Empire, as when we play the campaign, we will sympathize with Iden and the Empire. Yeah, that's very true.
It's really cool because, I mean, it's honestly something that you rarely get to see is from the Empire side, because there were people... I watched a fan fiction on YouTube once, and it actually showed, you know, this kid was in the Empire. He was a stormtrooper in the Empire. But before he joined the stormtroopers, he was just a kid on Tatooine, or I forget which planet.
Some backwater world.
Yeah, some backwater world where honestly, like a family like the Fetts is who ruled the land. And so having the Empire came in there actually helped him. It saved him and it saved his family and stuff like that.
The order that the Empire brought to parts of the galaxy was a positive thing. I mean, the Empire wasn't 100% bad. It was like 90% bad, but that 10% did actually help. Oh, come on. And that's a really interesting thing, because Vardos, the world that Versio is from, her and her father are from, and well, really the whole family, was actually a world controlled by crime lords and warlords, and it was in constant war. And when the Empire came in, they really just kind of brought a certain amount of order and peace to it. So you got this entire planet now who thinks the Empire is like the best thing ever. Because to them it really is, but to most of the galaxy it's terrible.
But they're not. Yeah, they're from a backwater world where they're not getting to see what's really going on in other worlds. The enslavement, the tyranny,
like Kashyyyk and stuff. Like Kashyyyk just gets.
And freaking Alderaan. I mean, they just blew up an entire planet.
And Jeddah blew up the entire like capital city of that world, the holy city of Jeddah. I mean, the Empire is really evil, and I mean, it's just interesting.
Jedi are overrated. Keep back.
Oh, where you at now? All right, quick pause. I like that you can customize your weapons. Yeah, I agree. Oh, come on. I think that's really cool. Games like, what's the game that you play? The Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Phenomenal game.
The amount of customization you can do with weapons, you can totally pick them apart.
I've been playing that game a ton the past few days. They had, of course, the open free play days on Xbox, which, I mean, that's my system.
Yeah.
And it was really fun getting to play it because I played the open beta. I actually played the open beta, but I didn't have the money at the time to actually buy it. I think you got it. Yeah. I'm gonna just give that one to you. Oh, what? Picked up the health.
No way.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I don't know.
What to say. Yeah, but I really felt like the weapons in the original Star Wars Battlefront were really samey. It was
very default.
Yeah, they weren't very different, diverse, and you couldn't customize them, change them up any. And that's really, I mean, a lot of people talk about how the game was so content just like drought. It is a content drought of a game. It wasn't that very good when it came to content and diversibility and replayability. I mean, but with this new system of being able to upgrade your weapons, change on different parts, that's awesome. Like, I absolutely love that. Plus it adds more progression to the game too, because you want to get every unlock for every weapon, fully upgrade them. Alright, some more comments. Where you been?
Rainbow Six, that is everywhere. A really good game, yes.
Yeah, Rainbow Six is incredible. What's the game mode you're going to do? Mine's Galactic Assault in the Clone Wars era. Galactic Assault looks like it's probably going to be the best game mode in my opinion. I like the larger game modes.
Galactic Assault looks really good. I do like the larger game modes too, and I don't know about all you, but Supremacy and Walker Assault were probably my two favorites from the first one, Battlefront. And I'm really looking forward to Galactic Assault. It really looks really dynamic, and very realistic.
It does look really good, and yeah, again, the Empire, we need to see things from their perspective, and really to the Empire, the Rebellion is just a group of terrorists. They're trying to disband the peace that the Empire has kind of given to the galaxy. It's a really distorted piece. It's not good, but to a lot of Imperials, what they've brought was almost like a fix to the Clone Wars, which really ripped the entire galaxy apart. So yeah, and I really feel like that's kind of like how Iden Versio is going to be seeing the Rebellion. Again, they're going to have to really do a lot to justify the actions of the Empire and to make you really relate to the characters, since they are technically doing things that are wrong and doing things that are evil and for a cause that is not good. But it's interesting to see. If you ever read the Thrawn novel, which is probably one of my favorite new canon novels out there right now, you'll know like the ins and outs of the Empire. And honestly, if you ever want to go into reading Star Wars novels if you haven't already, or if you love Star Wars novels and have not picked up Thrawn, you need to. It's so good. It's literally such a good book. It gives you really good insight into the politics of the Empire. How everything works with that. It shows you Thrawn, who he is, where he came from, what his backstory is, and that technically he really isn't that evil. He's kind of, even though he works for the Empire, he's working for really a lesser of two different evils. And I feel like the other evil, well, I'll just let you read the book, but I feel like the other evil that he's afraid of is actually Snoke.
Yes. Yeah.
So, that kind of leads us into The Last Jedi. What are you thinking of The Last Jedi? We've gotten a bunch of trailers now.
And The Last
we've
Jedi...
seen some stuff.
I cannot wait for it. Now, of course, I couldn't wait for Episode 7, which was... It was really good. But it, honestly...
It was just too much.
I don't want to sound... like I didn't like it, because I did like it.
Yeah.
It was just that it was too much like all the past 6 combined into one.
It was really just too much like Episode 4 to me. I mean,
Episode 4.
They really played it safe. I mean, I like Rogue One more than Episode 7.
Oh, I do too.
Mainly because of the fact that it's a different plot. Like, we haven't... The stuff that we see in there, we haven't seen before. You've never seen that kind of dark
side of Star Wars before, at least in movies.
Yeah, we see a darker version of Star Wars in Episode 5, but we don't see anything near what we got. I mean, spoiler alert if you have not already seen Rogue One, but I mean, it's like every single main character dies.
They do? Every single one
Even
does.
the main villain, Director Krennic. I mean, they all die. Like, that's something you don't see in Star Wars. I mean, yeah, a lot of characters die, but the main characters always survive. Something happens, you know? It's just really interesting to see that. And I think Gareth Edwards did a great job directing the movie. I want him to direct some more Star Wars movies, because that one was just so good. The grit of that movie was good. I mean, all around, I enjoyed it.
God, that force push.
I know, when it's actually effective, it does some... It does mess you up a bit. Yeah, such a great movie, and I'm just so incredibly excited for the next one. I'm honestly far more excited for Episode 8 than I ever was Episode 7. If I'm being totally honest with you. It's over now.
Yep. Good stuff.
Alright. Last Jedi looks amazing, I know, right? Rogue One was really good. What's your view on the Han Solo standalone in May? Honestly, I'm looking
excited forward to it. Now,
I'm excited.
There's a lot that they could do wrong there. I mean, they could honestly make it a movie where it is worse than the first prequel. They could make it worse than The Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones. They could.
Yeah.
But they could also make it one of the best standalones we have seen, or best Star Wars movie, period, we have seen yet.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential for this one. It's interesting to see Han Solo played by a different actor.
It is. I
know. I don't want them to ruin Han Solo. That's my biggest fear.
Same.
Is by showing his backstory, they're going to make the character just suck.
I really want... I want to see more of his smuggler side. I want to see more of that nitty-gritty...
I want to see more of the nitty-gritty criminal underworld of Star Wars.
Because that is who Han Solo was. He was he was the underworld. Everyone in the underworld knew Han Solo.
He was the smuggler.
He was the smuggler of all smugglers. He was the scoundrel who would borrow money for you and never pay it back. And somehow get away with it. He was that man, and I want to see more of that.
He made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
12 parsecs. I mean, dear God, and... There's so many of us that don't know what a parsec is, and we're just like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's...
I want to see him, because they say the movie's going to span 6 years of Han Solo's life. I think that's the rumor.
It is.
I want to see him meet up with Chewbacca.
I do.
I want to see him...
Although if we're seeing... Because if we see when he meets up with Chewbacca, I don't think we will see the Kessler Run.
The Kessel Run? I don't know if it spans 6 years.
I don't know.
We might.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I want to see him win the Falcon in a game of cards.
I do want to see that.
Game of
yes. Like, it would be really good for him to start off with a actual hunk of junk, because I know through the movies they allude to, you know, the Millennium Falcon. That's a hunk of junk.
Let me look at some more comments. It should be called Solo: A Smuggler's Trade, a Star Wars story. That'd be a pretty long title.
SSMP, I do agree with you. I don't know if I fully trust Disney yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. But they did show us with Rogue One that they can go to that nitty-gritty dark side of looking at stuff. Because, I mean, when you look at most of stuff that Disney does,
it's normally not that dark. But
it's not that dark, but they also have their hands in, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff like that. Which,
well, I mean, they also have their hands in Marvel with, like...
Marvel, yeah.
Deadpool.
I mean,
Logan.
that was a completely not Disney
that
movie.
was, like, literally as far from Disney as you can get.
Yeah, so I do have faith that they can do a great job. I just hope they do what they can do.
Yeah, what they can do.
I hope they live up to their full potential.
Honestly, I'm a little concerned with the fact that they did fire 2 directors. I mean, I was concerned with the fact that Rogue One had all those reshoots, and it actually turned out pretty good, so I guess maybe my fears aren't totally grounded, but
maybe
still.
we, instead of having fear in that, take it as, wow, they're really taking it seriously.
Yeah, they're taking it so seriously.
And they do not want to mess this movie up for the fans.
Yeah.
Because
when they did that, it does kind of make you feel like Disney is trying to make this as good as they can possibly get it. Because again, Han Solo is such a fan favorite. And I mean, if you haven't seen Episode 7, I mean, where have you been?
Spoiler alert for the next minute.
Yeah.
So pause it for a minute or get off for a second.
Skip ahead or something.
With Han Solo dying,
yeah,
we need a great movie to almost commemorate.
Give us more Han Solo. The Han Solo that we're gonna be missing in the next 2 films.
Because I don't know about you, but you know, I liked you know,
I like the closure that they gave to his character.
Yeah. And I liked, you know, in the original trilogy, I liked the characters they get, but I always associated more with Han Solo personally. I felt more like, you know, I was just kind of that guy who would, if that was me, I would just get kind of caught in the middle of that because, you know, I'm not a horrible guy who's heartless.
Yeah.
But I'm also a scoundrel. I'm a smuggler.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's who you kind of like. And see yourself as being in that universe.
And so, in that universe, I really associated with him. So, with what happened in Episode 7, I really want this next episode, this Han Solo movie, to be...
Like the commenters there, Battlefront Gamer and a few others, Vince, Herbert, and BC Productions. I really want to see Jabba the Hutt, Greedo, and Boba Fett. I want to see Boba Fett.
I do too.
I want to see Boba Fett.
Because if you've read the books, him and Han have had a few run-ins.
Yeah.
Him and Han have had a few run-ins.
They have a history. And I feel like the same can be said for Greedo, and I want to see more Jabba.
God, because I mean, if you look, all we got to see was Greedo was Han shoots first.
Yeah.
That's all we've gotten to see in the movies.
And I want to see more of that side of Han Solo in there too. Like he just doesn't care.
He doesn't, because honestly, we got away from that a bit.
Yeah.
Because he was becoming more of a good person. You know, a good person does give someone a chance to speak.
I wouldn't mind seeing something that maybe, like, almost something, because they say that he's going to have almost like a mentor, like a smuggler mentor throughout the film. Yeah. I want to see something that maybe kind of...
resembles like a Hondo.
Well, not even that, but kind of like, as far as, like, character, like, story arc goes or whatever, something that kind of turns him from... Maybe he started out as this really optimistic person, but some kind of event that happens in the movie that really ruins that optimism and kind of just, I don't know, makes him a bit more grim as a character. Turns him into who he is and who we see in Episode 4. You know, that money-loving,
shoot first, money-loving,
super
smuggler.
Pessimistic smuggler who doesn't believe in the Force, doesn't believe in, you know, good in the galaxy.
And I really like how... in Episode 7, we kind of got to see him back at that smuggler side.
Yeah, we did.
you know, he
but at the
kind
same
of
time, he has a heart. Like, that's something that we see him gain over time.
That's something, and even when he was the shoot first, money loving smuggler, he had a heart.
Deep down, I mean,
if you read the books and you look at the lore behind him, he had a heart. It's just he ignored it more.
It was so buried beneath all the pessimism and all the built up who knows what over time. I mean, I feel like if Han Solo didn't have a heart, he wouldn't be sticking around Chewbacca. You know?
Oh my! If he really didn't have a heart, him and Chewbacca would have been him and Boba Fett. They'd have been pretty. For real. They'd have had a pretty bad history together.
See him borrow money from Jabba, yeah. I watched this thing that was saying the reason the prequels were bad was because George Lucas divorced his wife. She was the one who fixed the original trilogy. There's a lot of stuff that went into that. I mean, mainly the fact that I feel like the biggest issue was the fact that it was one of those things everybody was like, it's George Lucas. We can't question George Lucas. He knows what he's doing all the time. He didn't have anybody to tell him no. Because he had complete control over the original, he did not have complete control of the original trilogy. He had other people directing. He even had a different director for Episode 5. He did not direct Episode 5. He had other people writing it with him.
And so when you're not told no, and I really feel like even if they could have had, because like one of the things that lacked with the prequels, the first two especially, was the graphics.
Yeah.
It was like they tried doing stuff that they just really. There's a hero pickup.
Oh yeah.
They just really right below you.
Right. Go on for the stream. No! No! I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at the chat. Anyway. Oh crap.
But they tried doing something with it that they just couldn't do. It was. It was not. They couldn't do in that time what they could do nowadays.
Yeah, with special effects and as far as that. I do feel like now I'm not a big fan of the prequels, but I do actually enjoy
I love episode
3 a lot.
Episode 3 is honestly one of my favorite episodes, especially how dark it was.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just like a lot of the epic grand scale of episode 3.
It really was, and dear Lord, the battle to end all lightsaber battles.
Yeah, a lot of people hate on that battle saying it was too special effects and everything.
I don't think it was.
But I feel like, personally, it was okay. Like, I don't hate that fight.
Personally, the being too grand was what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is the battle between two brothers. This is the battle between two men who, they have lived life
side by side.
Side by side. They have gone through so much crap together.
As you know, Obi-Wan being his master and training him, and then them fighting side by side in the Clone Wars. There's so much.
I'm gonna be honest. I cried for that final episode. I was bawling because it was two brothers who had just completely just given up on one another.
Yeah.
And I think they did a real good job, and it was really well done in my opinion.
Yeah, compared to the others, it's definitely the better sequel.
My God.
I mean,
compared to the other two, it is the best sequel.
It has its moments where I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like it's way better than the other two.
Yep.
What was that?
Oh no.
His voice.
This is Green 4. Be right there.
We need to launch a counter.
Ooh, we need to input the controls.
Do you remember before they nerfed the A-Wing right there?
Dude, the X-Wing and A-Wing used to just totally trump the TIE fighters, like, so hard.
I mean, I would not pick up a TIE fighter card, period.
Yeah.
Because especially
it was suicide.
The A-Wing could just murder everything in seconds, and it would
so
never
good.
die. It was...
Control point captured.
This game has such balancing errors, but it was kind of fun at the same time.
It was. If you were the A-Wing, you really felt like something.
You felt like Poe Dameron in episode 7.
Oh my God, yes.
And I want to see more of his character.
I really do too.
He was honestly one of my favorite characters in the new movies. I felt like he was so
I
good.
really liked Finn too.
Him and his dialogue with Finn, I felt like was some of the best like conversations in Star Wars history. Just like I love their banter back and forth. It was so cool when they're in the TIE fighter, when they're escaping. Yep. It was funny, it was witty, it was cool. You get to see a lot of character development between the two. Yeah.
It wasn't too comedic at all.
Yeah, let me look at some more.
Indiana Jones, we will see how he gets the scar on his chin. Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I would like that, yeah.
Man, I saw something on Instagram the other day, and someone said, what if Indiana Jones is Han Solo dreaming in the carbonite?
Yeah, I've seen that too.
And it just really cracked me up because it really does align. He did, right once he was finished with that, he did those movies, is when he started doing it right after he was frozen in carbonite.
No, I think it was...
He did
What,
Star
was it
Wars.
really?
He did Star Wars, but I'm pretty
remember.
sure he did Star Wars before he did
I
Indiana
know he
Jones.
did. I know he did the first Star Wars before Indiana Jones, but I'm trying to remember when they lined up. I think he did the first one. Okay, they made the first Star Wars movie, then they made the first Indiana Jones, and they made, I think it was Empire Strikes Back. It was either I can't remember. I think they began writing Indiana Jones before Episode 5.
Yeah.
And then after that, they cast him as Indiana Jones. I can't remember, but I think that's what it was. Yeah, I would like to see something like that. Again, when it comes to an origin story, I want to see how everything came together, what made him who he was in Episode 4.
Yeah.
I want to see some of those legendary moments that you read about in books or hear about, like him winning the Falcon against Lando. And we know Lando's going to be in the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
You cannot make a Han Solo movie and not have Lando.
Not have
in it.
Lando, yeah.
Even though they've already confirmed it,
You just can't.
you can't have that.
And I mean, I just want to see some of those legendary moments, like when he gets the Falcon,
Yeah.
the Kessel Run, him and Jabba.
I want to see
him and
why
Chewbacca.
it is that everyone across the galaxy, in the Outer Rim and in the Podunk planets and the most populated planets, I want to see why he is a common name among everyone.
Yeah.
Like
People
when
know
you
who
say Han Solo,
is.
oh my god.
I mean, that's
the
why
Han
when he
Solo.
looks at Obi-Wan, like, you haven't heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
Where do you live under a rock or something? Like,
Because literally everybody
everyone
knows him.
who he is.
Everybody knows Chewie, and everybody knows the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
He's an undeniable character.
He's a legend.
He
in
is,
the Star
and
Wars
I want to
universe.
see more of what makes him that legend.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
It is.
Like, I'm overall incredibly excited. Incredibly excited.
The Battlefront game, that Battlefront gamer, listen, they were filmed there, and the shots that were filmed there, we're not talking about how that was bad, because it was just more the story. It was a loose story in the prequels. If you read the chat, it says, I am an Australian, and it doesn't feel good because the prequels were filmed here. It honestly wasn't Australia, it was the writers and the filmers, directors, it was them.
Yeah.
They just didn't
It
work.
was George Lucas. He
It
wrote,
was.
directed, and I mean, he did everything in those movies.
He tried doing too much.
Like, I don't want to hate on George Lucas, because
No,
he did give us Star
because
Wars.
I love George Lucas.
He
He's a
has
genius.
so many great ideas, but again, it's one of those things. You can be the most brightest person on the planet. You can come up with tons of really good ideas. If you don't have somebody to weed out
Like,
the ideas that
you
are bad,
also
if you don't have somebody to critique you,
Yeah,
I'm losing my voice. I need to take a sip or something. If you don't have somebody to critique you, then I mean, it's just like,
it won't be as good
won't
as
be
what
as
it could
good.
have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
You always need someone to say no.
right? Yeah, my voice is starting to go. I'm back now. Yeah, there was some shot in the UK.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the Star Wars movies have been shot in the UK, at least in the studios. I think they shot a lot of it in some studio in London.
Yeah. Now, this is just kind of random, but for those of you who know 007, it was really cool because in the new movie, he actually made an appearance. The actor for that made an appearance. He was the stormtrooper who got, like, mind controlled by Rey.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
There was
funny.
a lot of famous people playing as stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Just because and I can see that. Like, I can imagine a lot of actors' dreams is to be in a Star Wars movie.
Oh my
Even
God.
if it means you're an extra or a stormtrooper. And that to me is just really cool.
Which, honestly, if you ask me, being an extra or
Wait a second, I'm the
stormtrooper-
Empire.
Yeah.
Okay, this is weird. Going back and forth.
But to me, being an extra or stormtrooper is an
So
honor
cool.
in of itself.
Yeah. Just be a part of a Star Wars movie. Like, it don't even matter. It doesn't matter who you are or what character you are, whether you're a big character or just a normal stormtrooper. That's so cool to have like on a resume or just as an experience. Like,
yeah.
That'd be a dream of mine to work on a Star Wars movie set. If you don't know me,
Daniel Craig, yeah.
A little bit about me is I'm big into film. I want to become a filmmaker. I want to become a director, a writer, and so, man, working on a Star Wars set.
My word. You gotta promise me that if you ever work there, you'll let me just come and see it. Just come and see it. Just smell the air that the rest of them are breathing.
Like,
oh my gosh. So cool. Even just to say you breathe the same air as George Lucas. Can you imagine?
I think we all breathe the same air as George Lucas.
But in the same room as him.
There we go.
I mean, there we go. That is... As a Star Wars fan, that is one of my ultimate dreams, is to just...
meet George Lucas.
Meet George
I just want to go
Lucas.
to Skywalker Ranch.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
That'd be a lot of
amazing.
fun. Dead and dead. Awesome. Yeah, I would love to be a part of those movies. I know.
Give me an AT-ST over here.
Hashtag Last Jedi hype. I know, right?
Scout transport ready to
What do you think of the what are they called? The new Red Guards. I can't remember the name of them, but they look awesome.
Oh, they look really
So cool.
bad A. Bad
Yeah.
A. For sure. I cannot.
Crap. That guy just ran right into
He
me.
did. That was one thing that honestly I could just about rage quit, was when people just jet rammed.
Okay, I'm done with that. I can't even get near the fight.
Yeah.
It was destroying me.
Let's see here. Become an actor. Well, man, I hope that you are the next Star Wars actor, because that would be so cool.
That'd be so cool. Honestly, I'd rather work on set, like behind the scenes, than as an actual like actor.
Personally, I would, because I can kind of get into the character, different people. I would love to be an actor. It's a dream that I wish I would have pursued more.
I've done a bit of acting, like in plays and stuff, and although I've been told that I'm okay, like I'm good at acting, I don't know. I don't like it as much as directing or being behind the camera rather than in front of it. I'm not saying I'm shy of the character. I just don't. Honestly, I just don't like dealing with other actors.
Yeah.
I find
I
other actors, unless they're working for me, they aren't fun to be around.
All
right, who should I play as?
Not Krennic.
Not Krennic. He's so bad. What does chat think?
Who should we play as?
Oh, they are called Praetorian Guards. I'll go with
Bosk.
Bosk. I'll roll with Bosk. Pinewood Studio. Is that one of the studios that they...
Honestly, I would really like to see some more.
If I am, I'll invite you guys, please.
The bounty hunters. Because a lot of people don't even know who Bosk is. There's a lot of people out there, even like our roommates. They were like,
who've seen the movies.
Who's Bosk?
Yeah, because he's
they
just
don't even
such
remember him.
Yeah, unless you watch the Clone Wars, he's not much of a memorable character besides the lizard guy that you see in Episode 5 in the background.
And I would really like to see more of.
There's so much what they can do. Okay, are you aware, Austin, that they were going to make a Star Wars adventure kind of like Uncharted game?
You talking about the one that was based in Coruscant?
No, not 1313. They're gonna make. Disney was gonna make one.
Yeah.
It was gonna be. I can't remember the name of the studio. I think it was Visceral, and they had Amy Hennig, who I think that's how you say her name, who was one of the
She was
one of the writers for Uncharted. Was gonna be writing the story for this game. And
what happened to this?
Basically, EA shut down Visceral, like the company that was developing the game. They shut it down. They're disbanding like all the workers who worked for that studio.
Wow.
Yeah. And as of right now, we don't really like know where the game is going to go. They're still going to finish it. They're going to take a lot of assets that they're working on and continue to develop those further and turn them into something more. But currently, like, the game's kind of like put on hold. And that's really upsetting because it was supposed to release, I think, 2019. somewhere around there.
Wow.
Yeah, and now it's gonna get pushed back even further. Not all too excited about that. I think they're gonna make it more open world though, because they were kind of alluding to like changing some of the dynamics of the game. Yeah, I'm getting stormed.
Don't forget about your poisonous gas.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. It's been so long since I played with Bosk. I got a piece. I need to like start regenerating health. That's one thing I like about Bosk is he regens health.
Yeah,
that's really cool. They really did a great job with the abilities, modeling out them after the characters in the game.
Because he's a lizard, and if you read up about his people, they could do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chewbacca ripped off Bosk's arms and he grew him back.
Yeah,
because he's a lizard. He does that.
I think you're right.
Like, that's really cool. They did a great job with the heroes. They could have made them better, and they did make them better in the second one. Like, I'm excited to play as the heroes in the next game.
My word, the heroes in the next.
I'm so stoked. Aw, finally down.
I get like giddy and overexcited just thinking about it.
Oh, Michael, I can't remember how you say his last name. Was a Stormtrooper Rogue One music composer. Yeah, I know he composed the music for Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like stuff like that. And I actually didn't know that he was a Stormtrooper in. Which movie was he a Stormtrooper in? Was it BC Productions? Was he in?
Every 2 years, a new Star Wars game is gonna get released.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
Now, was he a Stormtrooper in The Force Awakens, or was he a Stormtrooper in,
Scarif?
Yeah, with Rogue One. And by the way, I think he composed that entire soundtrack in 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah, because you listen to the soundtrack in Rogue One, and honestly, it's probably the least memorable soundtrack out of every Star Wars soundtrack. It only has a few, like, memorable, like, songs.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know what you'd call them. But anyway, it only has a few memorable tracks in the soundtrack. But like, oh my goodness, the fact that he composed that whole thing in 2 weeks, crazy, absolutely crazy. I can't remember what it was that caused their original composer to leave. I can't remember what it was at all, but I know that he had like a ridiculously low amount of time to create the soundtrack, and he still pulled through.
Now, to me, that kind of I don't want to be, because it was good, and I don't want to sound over critical or something, but maybe because he did it in 2 weeks, it's not as memorable.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, like, when it comes to making films and stuff like that, you have to have you really need to take your time. But again, like with a franchise like what Disney has, they can't push back the release date, you know, to Star Wars. They just can't. For what they had to do, because again, when you're making movies, you gotta make really tough calls sometimes. For what they did, it's really good.
Yeah, and I'd say that was kind of more spraying upon him.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, with what he was handed, he did a good job.
He did a great job. Jyn Erso's kind of like theme song was really good.
Yeah.
And the Krennic/Empire thing was good. And the one for Chirrut and Baze was good. But that was about all the memorable like music in that. Besides like maybe the last 10 minutes of the film, the music in there was really good. Like spoiler alert if you haven't seen it already, when Jyn Erso and Cassian die in the blast. And the fight with Darth Vader, the music was really awesome.
So that Battlefront gamer said, "What about Bosk, a Star Wars story?"
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Honestly, if you want, you're asking me, you could make a Star Wars story on every bounty hunter, every major bounty hunter.
What I really want to see, and get this will probably be like 10 years from now, but I really want to see a trilogy of Star Wars movies based in the setting for Knights of the Old Republic, or just the Old Republic.
Oh my gosh.
That would be so cool. Something that would revolve around
They could make 14, 15, 16, they could make countless movies on the Old Republic.
Just on the Old Republic. I don't know if you guys have played those games, but it's one of the, in my opinion, the Knights of the Old Republic games have a way better story then the prequels, Rogue One, anything but the original trilogy. Like, you can't beat the original trilogy, but the story in Knights of the Old Republic and the Old Republic is so good. Literally so good. The Mandalorian Wars, the Jedi Civil War. I don't know if you guys have played those games. If you haven't, you should totally play them. I think that if you, I think you can currently get the
All right, who
should I play as now?
Maybe
Emperor? Help? Should I go with Help? I don't know. He can't.
I would go with either Darth or Boba.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
All right, here we go. Yeah.
And honestly, they can make movies just for you are in the thick of people.
What's this man doing?
Behind
where am I getting shot? I didn't even notice that. I was looking at chat when I spawned in.
They could really make movies on just some of the characters from the Old Republic.
Yeah.
I would really like to see another TV show. Because I know we have Rebels, and that's fine and good and all. But if you ask me,
Clone Wars was 10 times better than Rebels.
Clone Wars is 10 times
honestly,
better
Rebels
than
is getting a lot better.
It is. It is. And I watch it because I want to see the story. I want to know the information. But the art style, just to me personally, the art style, I don't like it. And the story, especially for the first, even 2 seasons, it wasn't very good. It had very good aspects. There were episodes, and there was parts where it was like, wow, that was really well done. That's really good story. Yeah. But then there was also a lot of stuff in there that was really kiddish, real childish. And
it just didn't feel like it fit in Star Wars.
I don't think it did either. I think it's, for the younger generation,
yeah,
it was something nice to have.
Okay, it has matured with time.
It does.
It really has. And if you go back and watch the Clone Wars, and oh my goodness, the Clone Wars is so good. If you go back and watch the Clone Wars, you will see that the Clone Wars, the show, did mature over time.
The season or 2, it was good,
but it wasn't like Clone Wars good.
Yeah,
it wasn't there yet.
Once it started getting into the 3rd, 4th, 5th season, it was oh my gosh.
And if you have not seen the Lost Mission season, best storytelling in Clone Wars to date. Even though it didn't actually air on Cartoon Network, it's only on Netflix, and I think you can buy it separately in stores on DVD and digital download.
I'd say you could try and look it up on YouTube. There would be stuff on there.
Yeah, there'd probably be a few scenes, but seriously though, guys, so good. The last season of the Clone Wars was the best by far. So good.
It really was.
And if you're really into the Clone Wars, not a lot of people know about this, but they did actually release unfinished animatics, which are like basically rough animations of like 3 or 4 story arcs for the Clone Wars that are considered canon. So those are all on YouTube. You can watch them for free. Just look up I can't remember what it was called, but just look up the unfinished Clone Wars episodes or something like that, and you'll definitely find it. They were all really good. There was one where this kind of goes into Rogue One actually, where General Grievous is delivering a massive kyber crystal to Darth Sidious for what's going to become the spoilers of the Death Star. Like a huge kyber crystal, literally the size of like an X-wing, like that big. And there's some other stuff, and like a special forces group of stormtroopers called the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And
that was really cool getting to see them.
Yeah, just a few other things like that.
Just stuff that you can live without, kind of, but knowing it's so much fun getting to watch those episodes, even though they're not fully finished.
They're still good. The story is still there.
Yes.
The storytelling is still there.
Storytelling is so there. And so I would really like to see another TV series about Star Wars. And honestly, they could put it in just about any era.
Yeah.
I don't think though with Rebels, I should take that back. They could put it in any era except the newer one, because Rebels kind of leads right into episode 4, 5, and 6. So I think they could leave out that era because we just had that TV show on it.
I'm not doing too well. I need to change it up.
Taking hold of a control point.
But like, if they made a TV show on the Old Republic,
oh, so good.
Oh my gosh! Or even another a TV show more about the First Order and stuff like that.
I would like to see, and I think that the campaign for Battlefront 2 could really set this up, kind of going back to Battlefront 2. I know a lot of you guys joining us earlier on in the stream, we talked about Battlefront 2 for a while, and we kind of moved away from that. But the campaign for Battlefront 2 could really set up a TV show set between episode 6 and 7, you know?
Yeah.
Getting to see some of what goes down, because again, I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. We have not seen like anything on screen that bridges the gap between episode 6 and episode 7, and there's so much time and space there. I mean, we're going to see so much. We're going to see the Battle of Jakku in the campaign.
Look what happened with Luke and Han and all that.
Yeah.
Like, so Luke has disappeared and Han is back to smuggling.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much that goes on there. Now, the Battlefront Gamer says there was going to be an Old Republic series on Netflix.
Yeah, I think I heard a little bit about that.
I've never heard about that.
Yeah.
Which it's really sad how much stuff they'll let out rumors about and then they never do anything with.
If you're interested in playing Knights of the Old Republic again, but remastered, and I'm pretty sure everyone who ever played that game is, I would go ahead and search up Star Wars, I think it's called Aperion, and it's kind of spelled how it sounds. Basically, these guys, they are a smaller, kind of like a freelance developing company. They are remastering the original Knights of the Old Republic in the Unreal Engine. And it's going to be like a first-person shooter, third-person shooter. But they're keeping all the main story elements, all the quest items. The only thing they're really changing is the look of the maps and the way the gameplay flows. They're keeping all the original audio, original name for weapons. Like, literally, it looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Go ahead, search them up on YouTube. Check out some of the stuff they've done.
No.
After the stream, of course.
Yeah. You don't want to miss out on this stream.
Yeah. Or maybe if you're watching it on a computer, make a separate tab or something.
Yeah. Let's talk about the fact of, personally, what do you guys think are the two worst heroes in the original Battlefront, or in this Battlefront?
Yeah.
In Battlefront 1. We already know, we've decided upon the two worst heroes. One from the light side and one from the dark side. Choose one from each side and let us know, because you do not have
this.
that.
Why don't I have this? That's so weird. Like, I've played with this before. I don't know, maybe it's a glitch or something, but that's so weird. I've literally played this weapon a ton of times. I don't know why it says I don't have it.
Yeah, and if you got the deluxe edition, it came with it.
I know. What? That's weird. Maybe it's a glitch. I don't know.
Oh,
that was weird. Anyway.
But what... Type in the chat what you think the worst... Bosk and Jin. Okay. Yeah. I do agree with Jin. Personally, I really liked Bosk.
And really, it just comes down to...
Or Dengar.
It just comes down to your playstyle.
Dengar, at least for me...
He's good in certain maps, in certain scenarios.
You had to have him in certain maps and scenarios, because if you got him... There were very few maps...
They did nerf him a lot, too.
There were very few maps that you could have him on, and he could do well.
Yeah.
You had to have him in the right time.
Han Solo, yeah, Han Solo wasn't the best either.
Han Solo definitely was not as good as I thought he would be.
Personally, we both agree on this. Jyn Erso and Director Krennic were the worst. Director Krennic and Jyn Erso.
Oh my god.
And it's funny, they both came out in the same DLC.
Yeah.
I just feel like Krennic's gun should have done more damage, and especially to heroes. And although you get the ability to like spawn off of him, and his droid is really overpowered, his other abilities just weren't strong enough. And Jyn Erso was just really weak all around.
Yeah,
really weak all around.
She really
her abilities were not the best.
She couldn't take too many hits. She couldn't really run too fast. She really...
Her weapons weren't the greatest. Abilities weren't the greatest.
She really was...
There was a lot wrong.
Truly the worst, in my opinion. Dengar and Leia. Now...
I actually, and again, it depends on your playstyle.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty good with Leia, personally.
I've heard a lot of people say they don't like Leia, and I tried playing with her for a while, and once I really started finding out how to work with her, if you can it's hard to, but if you can get down with her,
like how her abilities work, how her play style is,
then you can
really go
do
like
well.
do some really amazing stuff.
Personally though, I think my favorite.
I've gotten some insane KDs with Leia on Hero Hunt. You just pop a shield, throw on some health, and use the one-shot kill ability.
I think my favorites are Darth Vader, Boss, and Boba Fett.
Yeah, for the Empire.
And then for the light side, I'm gonna have to go with Luke. Luke, he does really good. He's a good counter to a few people. And like we just found out recently, Luke's Force Push is a great counter
against
to Boba Fett because
jetpack.
It completely knocks his jetpack off. He goes flying down. It just completely throws you off when you're playing as him, which I did earlier.
It's a great counter.
So I really like him. I really like Chewbacca. He is such a powerhouse.
They should have had the Citadel Tower as a playable location.
They should have. They totally should have.
I have no idea why they didn't. Come on, man. Just rocket launcher me to death. I've done better. Anyway,
I was really disappointed that we could not play there.
I was relatively disappointed with the Scarif DLC because they said Walker Assault, and I immediately thought like massive maps, like what we kind of got in the Cloud City DLC. In my opinion, that was the best DLC that Battlefront ever got, and it was just because of the big map and because of the Carbon Chamber map. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
And the heroes weren't bad either.
No, the heroes really weren't.
Lando was okay, Dengar was okay.
I really did. I like Lando. I do.
See,
like
personally, I don't. I was not very good with Lando's abilities. And again, it's all down to playstyle, really.
It really is, and that's what makes it so fun playing this game is you have so many different play styles.
Yeah.
You really don't have two that are the same.
It's just, I feel bad for those who didn't get the DLC because I can understand why you wouldn't and why you'd be against it. But it made the game like 10 times better.
And I'm that guy when it comes to every other game. You know, I'm like, nope, I'm not getting the DLC. I don't think we should have to pay $60 or $30 for a whole nother game.
To add on to the game I already bought.
To add on to the game that I bought from you originally.
Top dollar, yeah. That's just ridiculous.
But when it comes to Star Wars, it's like my Achilles heel. I could not buy the DLC, which we mentioned this probably earlier in this live stream, and I know we mentioned it in the last live stream. Free DLC for Battlefront 2.
And even though the microtransactions are super controversial,
they are.
EA has addressed the issue.
We're getting free DLC.
Yeah, EA has addressed the issue of pay to win, and they said they're gonna nothing is final. What we saw in the beta, nothing, as in the loot system was final, progression system. But there's so many problems, and if you want to learn more about that, I'm probably talk about it again in the future as we get more information on it.
Yeah.
But I did talk about it a lot in the last stream, so I'm not really gonna talk about it again in this one. But oh my goodness, so many issues with that. One thing I'm really looking forward to, and this kind of goes back to the campaign of Battlefront 2, is where they're going with the campaign and where it's set currently. Like, we see a lot of stuff that's in the comics and in some of the Aftermath books and some of the other books in this campaign. And just from the trailers, like the messenger droid, which is basically that red robed droid with the Emperor's face, what that is, all that's really interesting. And this is a bit of information on what we see in the trailer. There's those big, huge, almost like satellites with lasers that you see in a few of the shots in the trailer for the campaign. And those are actually part of an operation called Operation Cinder, I believe it's called. Basically, what it was is the Empire basically really trying to destroy the Empire and reforge it. And eventually it reforges into the First Order, of course. But the idea behind what those machines were to do is they would basically create these huge storms on planets that would just rip the planets apart. And they would be used against not just rebellion planets, but also Imperial planets. Because the idea was they're destroying the Empire and rebuilding it from the ground up. Not the Emperor is dead. I mean, the Emperor had multiple plans in case things went wrong in the Empire. One of them was in case he were to die.
Which
which, I mean, he does.
Any Star Wars fan, this is no spoiler.
No spoiler. Emperor dies.
Emperor dies!
Yeah.
I really loved how they killed him off, too. It was
great.
The way they killed him and then Darth Vader off, it was really, really well done. Now, yeah, I was just looking at that in the chat. SSMP says he won't play as Dengar. I can understand doing that.
And it's mainly because, like, I can totally get wanting to play somebody that you're familiar with. And to me, that's an issue with just setting the entire game within the original trilogy era and within the Galactic Civil War, because there's not a lot of characters to choose from.
No.
Compared to, let's say, the Clone Wars era. Because with the Clone Wars, you got Jango Fett, you have General Grievous, you have Count Dooku, Asajj Ventress, Cad Bane,
Darth Maul.
His
brother,
what
was
Savage?
his brother? Savage, yes.
So many different characters to choose from that are well known and well loved from the Clone Wars era and from the prequel era. Which is another thing I'm glad about the whole cross-platform.
But one thing I really, and we talked about this last time, one thing we both really don't agree on is the fact that I can play as Rey in the Clone Wars. She wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, she wasn't even she wasn't even an idea. Honestly.
Kylo Ren and his dumb self wasn't even thought of yet.
Yeah.
And you can play as him in the Clone Wars. To me, I'm sure there's those of you out here that like that, and I'm not trying to say, you know,
and you know, honestly, I am a little bit more lenient with it than Austin is. Personally, I think that the idea of
getting to I can understand getting to play your favorite character.
It gives you more heroes to choose from.
Yeah.
Also, but at the same time, for those who want realism,
I feel like there should be a game mode where you cannot play as characters who are out of that era.
Yeah.
Because for fans like me, I won't be out. Of course, I'll still play as them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to sacrifice doing that. Man, look at that shot.
That is
beautiful.
My favorite thing about this map is the fact that the Superstar Destroyer crashes into it. Like, that never gets old, in my opinion. I mean, it looks so good. You might even get to see some of that in the new game.
Yeah.
So cool. Oh, snap. Let's check out some more comments. Off to bed.
So I'm up to bed.
Alright, see you later. Thanks for watching. Yes, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to watch the other stream, it is already the earlier one. I do have them archived on my channel.
agree with the Battlefront gamer. Honestly, I had come to kind of love Darth Vader's character, and it was really sad when he died.
Yeah. A lot of emotional weight. A lot of emotional weight in episode 6.
There was.
One of the better films, in my opinion.
It really is. LOL is saying it's late in UK, so great live stream again. Look forward to another. Bye. May the force
Thanks,
be
man.
with you. May the force be with you too. Yeah, that was good. That was good. But no, I agree because I cannot come to love Kylo Ren ever. I can't. I will never be able to love his character. But Darth Vader's character, I came to love.
Yeah.
And
well, it's just hard to love him because he kills off one of the most beloved characters of Star Wars.
And then if in the new movie that he kills off Leia too, there is no redemption for him.
Whoa, what? I just like went through the metal there. What's this man doing? I'm like stuck. Oh crap!
Really?
Now I'm dead. Oh,
you're not even dead, and you're still stuck. Oh, there we go. There we go.
All right. I forgot you could go back here. There's like an invisible barrier there. Can I jump across? Oop. Yep. Okay. Oh, there we go. I know you could go back there. I totally forgot that. I don't even know what I'm going to do back here. The fight isn't even over here right now.
The turrets really kind of reminded me of something from the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as the power-ups and abilities go, they were all really fun. They just weren't balanced. And the way you receive them was not a good idea. I like how the original Battlefront, like, did something different. We've seen so much of the same stuff in video games these days.
Yeah.
They actually went out of their way to make something very different than what we were used to.
Honestly, it worked.
But just
we loved it.
But I wouldn't say everybody loved it. Some of it was good, some of it was just awful. Like, again, the way
but the game overall, it worked.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
If they had released all the content initially, it would have been 10 times better.
Yes.
10 times better. man, such a great. I love this game a lot. It's good.
Never gets old.
Doesn't. I'm gonna switch into a different game mode, see what I can do. Oh man, we'll probably live stream for another 20 minutes, and then we'll be pretty much done. But so much awesome stuff happening in the Star Wars universe. Super excited for The Last Jedi. Porgs are amazing. I want a stuffed porg.
We actually have a friend here who she looks just
exactly like a porg.
Like when she does this frowny face, and like makes her eyes real big, and it
literally looks like a porg.
It is a living porg. It is a porg. It's so
she is
funny.
A porg. Literally looks like a porg. It's hilarious. So we make fun of her about that.
Yeah.
She's watching the stream right now. I doubt she is. I don't even know. I don't even know if she knows I have a YouTube channel.
No, I think she does. It's just she's not the biggest Star Wars
fan. Yeah.
Enthusiast. There we go. Can't
but she
English
looks just
today.
like a porg.
She does.
Maybe we could show her the stream.
We could. Shout out to Rachel, the porg.
Gosh, the porg.
Yep.
All right.
She'll appreciate that.
Oh my goodness.
Let us know if you guys have any other friends like we do who they look exactly like Star Wars creatures, characters, whatever.
Yeah. Man.
I really like
comments. Okay. No new comments at the moment.
Nope.
We did get some more watchers though. We had a few of our UK friends leave to go to bed.
Understandably though, that's
it's
really
late. But Cargo. I haven't played much Cargo, like ever. I was normally a blast kind of guy. And to me, I kind of like chose a few game modes in this game that I really liked, and I just stuck with them like the whole time. The cross era thing still happened when the first Battlefront on Jakku, the Emperor and Darth Vader. But true, that is true. I didn't think about that, because in the Battle of Jakku, you would not have had the Emperor or Darth Vader or Boba Fett.
No.
But still, it's just kind of, yeah, it's a bit controversial. One thing I do want to see is more customization. I want to see a lot more customization. And we didn't see any of the we didn't really get to see any of that in the beta, and I can understand that. But man, if they don't have a lot of customization,
I mean, think about that. If they are like planning to where you can, like, I don't know, for those of you out there who, I'm sure you're familiar with Ghost Recon, and if not, just look up Ghost Recon Wildlands. The customization on there is so intensive and so immersive. It's an amazing game. I've been playing it the past few days. Such a big story, and it's been so fun how much I can customize my character and weapon. I mean, and then they also have so many weapons in there too, and I would really like to see Battlefront do something like that, to where you can upgrade your laser multiple different times and have different kinds of lasers and just all kinds of different stuff, to where, I mean, you can really get immersive with your person and your character.
Yeah. And again, I'd like to see a lot more customization. Oh man, I'd like to see more skins for the heroes, and I know they're going to be adding skins for the heroes as a thing. I'd also like to see, I'd also like to see different paints and colors for the droids and clone trooper armor. I'd like to see different interchangeable like pieces of armor for the clones. There's so much you can do with that, because especially with the show.
Yeah, and like if you watch,
like there's so much diversity in clone trooper armor.
The hero, like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars, he actually had clone armor on his shins and his shoulder and stuff like that. And I would like to be able to see to where I can have Obi-Wan Kenobi in just Jedi robes, or have some of that clone armor on there too.
I have a brother who looks like Jabba the Hutt. Coworker that
Red 5
Jabba
yellow,
the Hutt.
I like that.
Coworker that resembles Jabba. Oh my gosh.
So lots of Jabbas out there.
With Rainbow Six Siege is really good as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rainbow Six Siege was done very well with customization.
So well.
There was so much you could do. Again, so immersive with the customization, and I would really like to see that in the new Battlefront. Because there was some customization with this Battlefront, with Battlefront 1, but nowhere near what there should have been.
Yeah, and especially not in the beginning. Over time, there was a lot more customization, but it's still, like, I haven't unlocked all the customization in Battlefront yet, because a lot of it is locked behind such an extensive amount of credits. You have to play the game forever to get everything.
Yeah, I mean, I have
and I just don't have that much time.
On my account, I have about 35,000 credits right now, and I've been saving that up for so long, and it's in anticipation for when I can get the new trooper skins and stuff like that. But even with trooper skins, I would like to be able to customize each skin individually. So like,
We got hostiles in this bunker.
I don't want just 40 different trooper skins.
Yeah,
I want to be able to customize it to what I want.
Customize the backpack, customize the dents on the armor, the blast marks.
Customize the actual armor itself to where I could have some clone, because like, I could have, as a Jedi, some clone armor on. I want to be able to do that. Or if I'm a rebel, I want to be able to put maybe some
stormtrooper
pieces on, because that's like
actual
a token.
armor or something.
It's like it's like a
token that you've earned in war or combat. Nothing too much, but something really subtle and small.
Yeah.
Just there's so much you could do with it. I mean,
or like with
so cool.
Call of Duty and
Destiny even.
And Destiny and
so much customization in Destiny. That's what half of Destiny is. Just customizing your
Battlefield. You could actually put like your gamer gamer tag
emblem
that resembled you on your gun. I would like to be able to see that, because I would love to be able to mark my gun with my own little
and even if they were just set emblems, kind of like what Destiny has, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is a set, because like, I guarantee you they would have Boba Fett's emblem as one of the emblems, and I love his emblem.
The Mandalorian symbol is so cool.
Or just the Galactic Empire emblem, the Rebel emblem. You know, there's all kinds of different emblems.
Even the emblem for Inferno Squad.
Yeah.
Tons of different symbolism.
Which would tie right in because we're following
exactly.
them. So they could really do a lot with customization, and I would love to see that.
I want to know if there's anybody in chat who has read or plans on reading the new Star Wars Battlefront book with Iden Versio and all them, because I've actually begun reading it. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good book. I haven't read it anytime recently, but what I have read, it's been good. It really delves into the characters and shows you some of the background setup. And again, it shows you things from the Imperial's perspective, which you don't really get much of. Again, I mean,
no,
so good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I was sitting there playing Ghost Recon today, and I pushed pause, and I was just thinking, God, I wish Battlefront 2 was out already.
I know. The space combat, 10 times better than the one in this game.
I would really...
So much better. They had an entirely different studio develop the space combat.
I really want to see a large-scale space combat, but for footwear. Footwear, yeah, no. But I want to, because honestly, the only kind of space
I'd like to see space-to-ground fights. That'd be good.
That would be really good.
I don't think we're ever going to see that.
I don't know.
At least not anytime soon.
Maybe in, like, one of the RPG games.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
They're saying they're going to have, like, space-to-ship combat in the campaign. Like, you'll be able to be in like, a TIE fighter and then fly inside a rebel ship and, like, start attacking people inside the rebel ship in the campaign. If they ever bring that into multiplayer, or if it's already going to be in multiplayer, like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Like, have a supremacy where you have to board the other ship and conquer it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, can you imagine a game mode like that? That would be incredible.
Not only would you have people who are just staying in their TIE fighters and their X-Wings, but then you'd have like someone like me. I would want to get out of that TIE fighter and go fight on, like, myself.
When I'm playing Battlefront 2, am I gonna stop playing this one? Yeah. I'm gonna. I'll probably come back to it sometime in the future just to play it for old time's sake. But I doubt I'm ever gonna like religiously play the game. I'm just gonna be playing Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if I can take it across this. Oh, snap. Already fighting somebody. just gonna see if I can evade that person. Finally score some points from like, oh, you're kidding me. The scatter gun, the one weakness of the personal shield got me.
You know, one of my biggest disappointments in guns was the sniper rifle for this game.
So bad. Oh, the sniper rifle was awful.
I don't know why they even put it in here.
The star card sniper rifles were like 10 times better. 10 times better. The pulse cannon you can do some amazing things with. And I felt like the Tusken Raider rifle, the cycler rifle.
Yeah.
I got so many kills with that weapon. Like, I remember at a point I was incredibly, like, I would go hard with that weapon. It felt so good with that gun. Man. I used to get like cross map snipes.
The pulse rifle was mine. Cannon, whatever.
Yeah.
That was the one that I could just.
I no scope
destroy.
people with a cycler.
Really?
All the time. All the time. I'd literally like hold the cycler rifle out as like my primary, and just run around the map with it, fire at somebody, get that one hit kill, and then go after a second person with my standard gun. Or at least weaken them with the cycler rifle. Like it was. I was so good with that gun. So good with that gun. This man has got to make it. Come on. Oh no! No! We cannot score on these people. It's just gonna wind up being a draw. Okay. Still the same thing. And again, guys, if you got anything you guys want to say, just let me know. Just say something. Just go ahead, type it in chat. I talked about the possibility of us seeing Snoke as a hero or a villain in the last game. It really would be a hero, I mean a villain, but I guess you can kind of classify them all as... I know EA classifies them all as somewhat heroes, but anyway.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, if you're a smuggler or scoundrel, your hero
is Boba Fett.
Is Boba
or
Fett.
Bosk or those
or
guys.
Bosk, or honestly, old Han Solo.
Yeah.
Before he was all light side. He would have been, you know, what young smugglers would aspire to be.
Yeah.
He was the smuggler to beat all smugglers.
He was. He was.
But yeah, that would be pretty cool seeing Snoke as a
playable character.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Did you know you can do that? You can break the glass and
Enemy cargo has been secured.
I've pulled so many like tricks on people where I'll do that and kill them, and they're like, "Wait, what?" Ah.
Well, he did that and killed Jews. So.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, he had the better weapon in that, and he got the jump on me too.
Yep.
I was dead from the start. What? Oh my goodness. I'm getting wrecked. I gotta change weapons. I'll roll with this gun. I'm great with this gun at close range.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a good one. This is the gun that the Death Troopers use as a secondary.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, already doing better. Although they were distracted.
Yeah. Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that guy right there didn't know at all
had
that
no
you were
idea.
coming through
Snap.
there. Well, he used that explosive shot.
He did.
On you.
Do you remember when everybody used to use that? Like it was so powerful.
Yeah, they've nerfed it.
Quite a bit. I mean, they kind of had to.
They really did. I mean,
Man,
I was one of those
about-
people that used it.
Just thinking about this game, it was so unbalanced. It wasn't even funny. Oh man, that guy flew. The ragdoll animations in this game are incredible.
They are.
They're so funny. There's a guy stuck back there.
Plasma cannon always shot way off.
Yeah, some of the weapons were kind
Yeah.
of off. And again, it's like, there were a few mistakes like that in this game. That was just kind of like, really, DICE? Again, though, I'm, out of every development studio that could make this game, I'm glad DICE did. I really am. Alright, I think this is it for the stream.
Yeah.
Kind of ran out of things to talk about. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we've gone for about an hour and a half. This is a good stopping point. So, guys, thank you all for joining the stream, for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out the last stream. And, when do you guys
do live streams?
I normally do them on the weekend.
Yeah.
I haven't yet come up with a schedule. I mean, this is just my second live stream. And I'll be honest,
we
the
actually
first
did
one
one about a week ago.
Yeah, it was. I think it was last week Friday. And honestly, the first one, like the first half of it, you can't really hear me because I wasn't like I didn't know how to balance the audio yet in the stream. So if you want to skip to like the middle portion of it,
yeah, for about
say.
30 minutes, the first one.
Yeah. But again, you can check that out. We talk about some different things. So yeah, thank you all for coming, for watching. We had a lot more watchers in the last stream, and I will see you guys later. Peace.